Welcome to Stories Podcast. I'm your host, Amanda Weldin. Today's story is called Two Good Dogs, an original story written for you by Daniel Hinds. Thanks. Enjoy the episode. Two Good Dogs. Once upon a time, in a busy, bustling city, there was a girl named Mila who had two good dogs. One was a stocky mutt with crooked ears and a big, blocky head. The other was a little pup with big ears and a bigger tongue that was always poking a little out of its little mouth. Both dogs loved going on walks, and Mila loved to take them. Every day after school, Mila would put on their leashes and ask, "Do you want to walk? Who wants a walk?" And the dogs would bounce around and shake with excitement as she put their harnesses on and practically leap ahead when they heard the clip of their leashes. Outside, Mila would wave to her neighbors and sing as she made her way down the street. It was a little song that she had sung for as long as she could remember, and she had no idea when she made it up or why, but it went like this. I got two good dogs, and here they are. Two good dogs. I've got two good dogs, and here they are. Two good dogs. Singing made Mila feel good, and the dogs seemed to like it too. Their ears would perk up, and their tails would wag, and their walks would get all fancy, what her mom called a prance in their pants. One day, when Mila was out walking, her friend and neighbor, old Mr. Spader, waved her over. "Hello, Mila," he said. "Out walking those pups of yours again." "That's right, Mr. Spader," she said. "I've got two good dogs, and they love walking. It's basically the best part of their day. Mine, too." Mr. Spader laughed and waved at his front door behind him. Inside, Mila could see an old golden retriever, muzzle salted with gray, peering out the window. "I was wondering if it wasn't too much trouble if you could take old Cooper on some walks with you. Ever since my knee surgery, I can't seem to go more than a few blocks, and I know he'd just love to get out with you all and have a little adventure." Mila smiled. Mr. Spader had been friends with her parents forever, and when he'd had his knee surgery, she had helped her mom bake him cookies. In return, he had sent over so much Chinese food that Mila had eaten lo mein, her favorite, for almost a week. "Of course," she said. "Do you have a leash for him? I'll take him with us now." "Mila, you're the best," he said. He ducked inside and came back out with Cooper on a nice leather leash. The dogs took a minute to smell each other and circle around and tangled up their leashes. Mila laughed and got them straightened out. For a moment, she wondered if maybe 3 dogs would be a pain, but one look at sweet old Cooper's face made her dismiss the thought. She started off again down the road. This time, she had to change her song just a little bit. I've got 3 good dogs, and here they are. 3 good dogs. I've got 3 good dogs, and here they are. 3 good dogs. Old Cooper the retriever was easygoing and was happy to plod along behind Mila's own energetic pups. Sure, she had to use 1 extra poop bag, but that wasn't a big deal. She was used to cleaning up after her pets, since she knew no one liked stepping in dog mess on the sidewalk. Cooper was a big, shaggy boy, and he made her walk even more fun, if that was possible. Best of all, when she got back to Mr. Spader's, he was so thankful that he gave her a $5 bill. "That's okay, Mr. Spader," she said. "You don't have to pay me. Old Cooper was fun to walk." "Are you sure?" Mr. Spader asked. "I know he can be a grumpy old man." "I'm so sure," Mila said. She loved walking dogs, and as far as she was concerned, having 3 was even better than having 2. "I'd love to walk Cooper." "All right then, if it's okay with your parents," Mr. Spader said. I'll check in with your mom tonight." Mila went home, and sure enough, Mr. Spader texted that night and worked out the details with her parents. And just like that, Mila had another dog to walk. The next few days were awesome. She would pick Cooper up when she passed Mr. Spader's house, and then sing a little and walk the dogs. The pups seemed to have a great time together, and other neighbors began to take notice. Soon, she had 2 more dogs who wanted to go on the walks. One was a mix with tufty ears, and the other was some kind of bulldog with the rolliest, poliest belly she had ever seen. They were both almost too cute, and they got along with the rest of her gang. So even though 5 dogs was a lot to walk at one time, she just had to say yes when she looked at their happy little faces. Of course, saying she'd walk the dogs was easier than actually, walking the dogs. The 5 chased each other and twirled and tangled while they walked, all of them interested in different things in different directions. She was constantly having to pause and untangle the twisted knot of leashes, and she kept having to stop and clean up after them. And by the time she was finished, both her arms were sore. She thought about telling the owners of the 2 new dogs that she just couldn't handle so many, but one look at the dogs' eager faces and wagging tails made her reconsider. So for the next few days, she walked all the dogs, constantly lurching and spinning and untwisting and just dealing with excited pups. She didn't let it bother her, though, and even though her singing was a little more strained, she still kept at it. I've got 5 good dogs, and here they are. 5 good dogs. I've got 5 good dogs, and here they are. 5 good dogs. Mila ended every walk exhausted now, and the fun was starting to disappear a little. She found that she wasn't looking forward to her relaxing walks anymore. Now she was starting to worry about the tangled pack of barking beasts that would be dragging her around the neighborhood. Still, the next day, when her neighbor Anya, 8 months pregnant with a big moon belly, asked if she'd add her little pug to her walks, she couldn't say no. Anya was so nice. The pug was so cute. What could she do but say, of course? 6 dogs lasted for a day, and then another neighbor, even older than Mr. Spader, asked if she'd please walk her little Chihuahua too. The poor thing's little legs could barely keep up, so now she was always stopping to wait and untangling and picking up messes and shushing barking and basically being towed around the park like she was a sled in the Iditarod. But no matter what she said, all the dogs heard was mush. Unbelievably, the next day she got asked to walk 2 more dogs. Mila knew it was too much, really she did, but the 2 puppies looked at her with their big lovey eyes and cautiously wagged their stubby little butts, and she just couldn't say no. The owner fetched their leashes, and off Mila went to the park. The walk went bad almost immediately. A mess of tangles and accidents and barking and squirrel chasing. They just about jerked her arms out of their sockets, but still, she did her very best to at least pretend she was enjoying it, even if she was only pretending for her own sake. I've got 9 good dogs, and here they are. 9 good dogs. I've got 9 good dogs, and here they are. 9 good dogs. No sooner had she finished singing when 3 of the dogs got all tied around each other, the little Chihuahua squeaking miserably in the middle. She leaped in to help them out, but then 2 other pups pulled suddenly, their leashes popping right out of her hands. "No, wait!" she called, but when she went to reach for them, her own block-headed dog wiggled free and shot off barking after someone on a bike. Tears started stinging at her eyes, and she felt her heart splash into her stomach like a dog after a tennis ball in the lake. "Come back! Cooper! Macho! Fred! Ziggy! Tink! Come on!" She had 3 dogs still in her hand and started chasing down the others. Luckily, some of her neighbors had seen the absolute litter of dogs she had been trying to walk, and knew trouble was brewing. Mila, are you okay? Asked Anya. She helped pull Mila to her feet while her husband Dwayne and some others rounded up the rest of the dogs. I'm okay, Mila said, sniffling. She started to cry. I didn't want to say no to anyone. I didn't want to let the dogs down. They all love going for walks, and I love walking them. This should be easy. Anya gave her a big hug as all the dogs got releashed and their owners came to help. Take it from me, Anya said, holding her pregnant belly. Sometimes you just have to say no. Even when you want to do something, even when you want to help out your favorite person or a cute dog, you've just got to understand your limits. It's okay to say no when you're overwhelmed. You've got that right, said Mr. Spader, limping over on his bad knee. But shame on us for asking so much of you. You just seem so happy with those dogs. We thought you wanted more and more. I did want more, Mila said, starting to smile again. But I guess 9 dogs is probably just too many to walk at once, right? Definitely, said Anya, laughing. Now let's get you and these pups back home. I've got a pint of Ben & Jerry's hidden from Dwayne in the back of the freezer. You in? Definitely, said Mila. And together they brought all the dogs back home. After that, Mila went back to walking her own 2 dogs, and those walks went back to being her favorite part of the day. She still helped out Mr. Spader and Anya and the others here and there, but only one at a time, and only when she felt up to it. Still, it was common to see her walking down the street, her pups and old Cooper trotting alongside her, and a song on her lips. I've got 3 good dogs, and here they are. 3 good dogs. I've got 3 good dogs, and here they are. 3 good dogs. The end. Thanks for listening.